We are going to start reviewing today for your mid-chapter test, which is on Monday. Prior to doing that, though, I'm going to talk about numbers 91 and 95, just kind of going through that process of trying to find the zeros, but then mathematically support the zeros that you're getting in the calculator. And not just having those answers, but having the correct algebraic support so that you can kind of see and prove, I'll use that prove word that you don't like, where the zeros are coming from. So we're going to look at those two problems. I have a warm-up that also is, or an opener, I guess we could call it, that is posted to Google Classroom that we'll refer to in a little bit to start reviewing for the test for Monday. So we will kind of look at that as well. And then tomorrow will be the same thing. Like I have another warm-up that we're going to go over at the beginning of class tomorrow to prepare for the test on Monday. And then tomorrow is kind of question and answer session. So any questions that you have, bring to class tomorrow about any of the concepts that we've discussed or any of the concepts on the review worksheet. So reviewing today and tomorrow. But we're going to start off with the homework. So if you want to please refer to your homework. As I said, we're going to look at 91 and 95. And I have both of the problems up here for us to look at. 91 and 95, the directions wanted us to find all of the zeros of the polynomial. And yes, you can definitely look and find all of them in the calculator, which is what questions 65 and 67 were asking you to do. So not only listing the P over Q values, but then just finding those zeros in the calculator. That's what the 65, 67 was asking. But this one is still asking you to do that, but we're going to show that algebraic supporting work using the rational zero test to kind of show how we can get those zeros or prove that there's zeros from the calculator. So that process is what we did yesterday in the two examples, and it is a pretty involved process. It's really a four-step thing. So the first step would be to list the values of P and Q. So if we start with that information, looking at number 91, Cole, what would the factors of P be for this problem?
1, 2, 3, and 6.
Perfect. And then how about Q?
1 and 2.
Nice job. So P is the constant term and Q is the leading coefficient. So then by definition, a rational number is a fraction. Any number that can be written as a fraction is a rational number. And we use the value P over Q to represent a rational number and also a rational function. So P over Q would be the definition of a rational function and numerical value. And we're going to get that list. And this list then is kind of supporting the zeros that we should be finding in the calculator. Jack, do you have a list of possible zeros for number 91? So taking
negative
yep.
Positive or negative 1, positive or negative 2, positive or negative 3, positive or negative 6, positive or negative 9, positive or negative 18.
Okay. You must be on a different one. I don't know how you get a 9.
Oh, I wrote down the wrong problem for 91.
Well, that might be part of it too, but you were good
Yeah.
with 1, 2, 3, and 6. That was good so far.
Okay, yeah, I wrote down, a completely different problem. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and 6, and then 1/2, 3/2.
And that, I think, is it, right? It looks like
Yeah.
it. Yeah, nice job. Good job kind of just bouncing right back. Thanks, Jack. So these are our possible zeros, and you can see that there's a list of 6 here, but really because of the plus or minus, we would have a list of 12. So 12 possible zeros of this function. So looking at my power, the power is a 4. So Darby, how many zeros could we have if the power is a 4?
You could have up to 4 since the power is 4.
Excellent, up to 4. So when you go to look in your calculator, you're going to see 4 of them, but I don't want you to write 4 of them down. Instead, because the power is 4, each time you divide, you're reducing the power. So if I divide once, I reduce the power to x cubed. So that means if I find 1 0 from the calculator and I divide, I'll be down to x cubed or y cubed. If I find a second 0 in the calculator and I divide, I would then be down to something that is y squared, which we know how to factor. So you're going to find 2 zeros from the calculator, and it doesn't matter which 2 because there are 4 to choose from. But I want you to find 2 because the goal would be then to find the other 2 using factoring. So Darby, can you tell me 2 of the zeros that you would have found from the calculator?
I found -6, 0 and 1/2.
Okay, perfect. Now, if you found 2 other ones, that's okay because there are 4 to choose from, or if you have a -6 with a different number, that's all right as well. You're
Miss
in.
Kane,
Yes.
why would you choose 2? I thought you only did 1.
So, well, I'll answer that question as we're working, Peter. I'll
Okay.
kind of talk about that as we work. So, did you pick -6, Peter?
I chose 1.
You chose 1. Okay, 1 is also one of them as well. So if I just choose one of them, so let's kind of look with the first one Darby gave me. She gave me -6. So the next step would be then to divide. So we're going to take that -6, put that in our little circle. And then we're using the coefficients of 2, 7, -26, 23, and then +6. And Darby, since you found the -6, can you give me the numbers you have with your synthetic division after bringing down the 2?
Yeah, but isn't the 91, isn't it a -6, not a +6?
Yes, thanks. Good catch. I didn't write it down correctly. Thank you.
Okay. But I found, so it would be, you bring the 2 down, then it would be -12, and then that is equal to -5.